Hello and welcome everybody to another Foundations draft. I am Paul Cheon and today we are sitting at Mythic rank number 157. We actually hit Mythic rank yesterday and hopefully we can continue breaking away at this lead. I guess there's not too many people at Mythic right now. It's still kind of early in the month. So maybe we can make a pretty good push and perhaps even try to get close to rank 1 as we continue drafting this format. Now, before we head into this draft, I just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by tcgplayer.com. Check out tcgplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. Make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Additionally, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. We're talking about deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more. Go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Alrighty. Sweet rare. Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about. That is a sweet rare. Chandra Flame Shaper. Now, I know it costs 7, but hear me out here. Have you read the card? +2, add 3 mana, exile the top 3 cards of your library, choose 1. You may play that card this turn. It's great. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, accept it as haste, and sacrifice this at end of turn. Not so great, but -4, deal 8 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers. So this card protects itself and also draws you cards. Fantastic. There's 5 uncommons in this pack. Micromancer is great. Strongbox Raider also is nice, gives you card advantage. Felling Blow is also a really solid removal spell. Now, when I draft Chandra Flame Shaper, I want to draft a deck that has lots of card draw and perhaps even ramp, just to make sure that I can actually get this into play. But I am really excited to first pick Chandra and draft around it. Really excited. All right. Moving on here, we have Divine Resilience. Target creature you control gets indestructible. So it's a combat trick. Your whole team gets indestructible. Not too interested in Sphinx's tutelage. It's a way to mill out your opponents. Seeker's Folly is a Mind Rot variant, which I'm not super high on. Infernal Vessel is a decent creature here. Good for the sacrifice deck. For common, we have Bite Down, which is a nice removal spell to play, and red-green is a color combination that I'm kind of interested in. So it's either Bite Down or Tatiova. Tatiova is also good, but it's just a question of how many top-end cards do I want to play, and do I want to branch out and also play 3 colors? And I don't know that I necessarily want to do that right away. So I will take Bite Down here, just because now that I have the top-end card for my deck, I'd rather just take cards that I know is going to be good at letting me survive into the late game, which Bite Down certainly helps to do. Moving on here, there's another 7-drop here in the Meteor Golem, but not really interested in taking that. There's a Banishing Light, which is just a very good card in general. There's also a Big Fin Bouncer, which is a really good card. There is Slumbering Cerberus, but this comes into play tapped. If a creature died, this untaps. This works well with the 4 Power Matters theme. For common, I'm looking at Big Fin Bouncer and Treetop Snare Spinner. I also like Banishing Light, but I think Banishing Light doesn't go very well with Chandra Flame Shaper because red-white typically tends to be an aggressive color combination. So I don't think I'm going to take that, and I'm going to look at either the Treetop Snare Spinner or the Big Fin Bouncer. I don't want another 7-drop here in the Golem. I like the Bouncer a lot, but I think I'm going to take the Snare Spinner. I just feel like I really want to ramp into the Chandra if possible. So green is a better color combination, and I already have the Bite Down here. As much as I like the Big Fin Bouncer, let's take the Snare Spinner here and hope that green is in fact open. And maybe red isn't open, but I really want to make this work. Arbiter of Woe is pretty strong, but you do need to make sure that you have some sacrifice fodder to go with it. We have Dwinnen, Guiltleaf, Dane. 4 mana, 3/4 reach. Other elf creatures you control get +1/+1. When this attacks, you get 1 life for each attacking elf you control. Not a ton of elves to have this be good. I think I'm just going to take the Horn Beetle. This is just a 2 mana 2/2 with really good upside. Whenever you have a creature with power 4 or greater, you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. I do think I'm interested in taking something cheap. Wary Thespian also being pretty solid, but I'd rather just have the 2/2 that can even grow. And again, focusing on some cheaper cards to play as we try to ramp up into Chandra if possible. Moving on to pick number 5, there is a red-green land and a Dwinnen's Elite. There's a Gorehorn Raider, which I don't care so much for. It's just another expensive card. And you know what? I'm just going to force it. I'm just going to play. Like, I don't care if red's cut off. I got to play the Chandra. I have to. I got to feel the power. I got to feel the power of the Chandra. There's Burnished Heart, but I'm not actually a huge fan of this card. It's a lot of mana. It does ramp you into the Chandra, though, so that's kind of interesting. So maybe I should consider it for that. Grappling Kraken is pretty nice, but I'd rather take the Chandra there. Could also take the Rugged Highlands, because I don't have a ton of elves here. Yeah, you know what? I think this might be a decent time to just go ahead and take a Rugged Highlands for this deck and move on. Another 7-mana play here. A Dracuseth. I don't think I need Dracuseth and Chandra. And I would consider it, actually. There's also Gnarly Colony. I would consider it, but there's a perfectly fine Elvish Regrower. I love this card. 4 mana, 4/3 ETB. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. I think this card is fantastic and definitely better than Dracuseth, given our start here so far. And now another Overrun. This Cavalry would have actually been very, very nice with the Dracuseth, but not going to take it here. What do I want? This pack's actually kind of weak. There's a Fishing Pole. Equipped creature has 1 tap, Fishing Pole, put a bait counter on Fishing Pole. Whenever equipped creature becomes untapped, remove a bait counter from this equipment. If you do, make a 1/1 blue fish token. I don't care about that. I guess I'll take the Overrun in case we do end up drafting more of a red-green stompy deck. We'll see where this goes. And now we have another Fishing Pole. There's a Firebrand, which isn't great. Red certainly kind of cut off, but green seems somewhat open here. I do like Giant Growth, so I'll take that here. And now, do I want another Giant Growth, or do I want Courageous Goblin? This card seems kind of filler. I guess if I have a lot of 4-power things, this card can be good. Why don't I just take another Giant Growth here? This is just a really good combat trick. And now I'll take the Courageous Goblin. I don't really care so much for Hidetsugu's second right. The nice thing about the Giant Growth is every now and then I can kind of use it with the Horn Beetle. I don't really care about Thrill of Possibility in a red-green deck. I'll take the Meteor Golem. I really need Llanowar Elves in this deck. And noting that red also not super duper open, but I mean, honestly, what felt open? Just green, right? To some degree. We saw the late Regrower. We saw some late Giant Growths. We saw the Bite Down. We saw the Overrun. But certainly not seeing a whole lot of red. Gnarlid Colony, I actually don't mind. Totally fine card to play here. So I have a Chandra here and just trying to figure out how to kind of round out this deck. This pack has Exemplar of Light, which is incredible if you can find some ways to gain life. Right now we have none. This pairs well with the other white cards. For red, we have a Shivan Dragon. Just a large monster. I don't think I need a Meteor Golem here. That's another 7-drop. There's a Banishing Light, which is okay. I don't really care about any of these other creatures. Do I just take the Shivan, or do I just take something like a Beastkin Ranger just to have my first 3-mana play? I actually just don't think I need Shivan Dragon right now. It is pretty good. Just a large dragon. You know what? I'll take the Shivan, fine. Just for old time's sake, okay? We'll take the Shivan here. This curve is obscenely high. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should have taken the 3-drop. Yeah, the more I think about it. You know what? I got a little tempted here by the fact that this used to be a rare and it's an iconic card. Don't really think this is a Goblin Surprise deck. There's another Giant Growth and there is a Goblin Borders. Fabloom Trick is very nice, but not something that I want here. There's another Banishing Light. Were we supposed to be white-green? I don't know. But I'm just going to take the Borders here. Especially with all the 2s that we have. This comes into play as a 4-power creature, which isn't terrible. Perfectly fine kind of filler-level card here. Llanowar Elf. Oh my gosh, another Chandra. If it's wrong, I don't want to be right. Banishing Lights for days. Doubling Season, Balmor, sure. Okay. Okay, come on, deck. I just, if it ramps me, I want it, okay? If it ramps me, I want it in my deck. Please, please give me some ramp. We're not seeing green in this pack, though. There's a Broken Wings. What is this? A threaten effect? Certainly don't care about a threaten effect. Broken Wings is not something that I want. Although maybe I just take it here as a removal effect. I don't think I care about Bloodfell Caves. I have 0 mana fixing right now. So I'll just take the Broken Wings in case I'm so light on interaction that I want to play it. Green seems to be getting super cut off here. Sunblessed Healer is very good. I'll take Fiery Annihilation, my second removal spell, which is great. I like the Ranger here as well, but this is just 3 mana kill a creature. So happy enough with this card in my deck. Yeah, we are getting cut off. I guess the person we passing to just opened some kind of green I mean, we're getting green cards, but they're not insane green cards. And they're not the right type of green card that we want. I guess I'll take an Ambush Wolf in case I just need another 3 mana play. I guess I'll take another Giant Growth. Oh, God, this is terrible. This is not really a Giant Growth deck. This is a I want to survive and play Chandra Flame Shaper deck. Stab 8th pick? Really? All right, you know what? There's the Stomper. This gains me 4 life. I'll take the Stomper. It gains me 4 life. I'll take... Oh, I almost first picked this card, so I'm glad that this card tabled. I don't think... With the 2 Chandras, I don't think I need the Meteor Golem. Gold Pig Vein. This makes me treasure. I'll take another Giant Growth, but it's unlikely that I want to play 4 Giant Growth. I'm just going to throw that out there. I guess I'll take the red-black land here. I guess... I don't know. I don't even know what to think about this deck. I just have 2 Chandras and a bunch of mediocre stuff. All I want is interaction and ramp. That's basically all I want at this point. I'll take Bite Down. It's an interactive spell. Don't really care about Frenzied Goblin. I don't think I'm aggressive enough for that. And this is just another random 5 mana creature. So yeah, let's go slam the bite. You know, I'm just going to hide all of these for now. And just kind of see where things end up. Bolt Weave. Does this kill creature? No. Why is this an uncommon? So we see it less? All right, well, I don't want that. I'm going to take the Beastkin Ranger actually over the Brazen Scourge, just because this is easier to cast and can trigger the 4 power stuff. Felidar Savior is good. I mean, a lot of good white stuff here, but I'm just going to take this just to have curve filler for my deck. All right, what do we have here? What does this do? Whenever you cast a non-creature or spell or dragon spell, this gets 1 damage to each opponent. Don't care about... I just want to ramp, man. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Or I have Treetop Snare Spinner. This feels like a Treetop Snare Spinner deck. Especially with double Chandra. So I will take this over the 4/3. What does Strongbox Raider do? If I attack, exile the top 2 cards, choose one of them until the end of your... Yeah, this card seems great. Another 4-drop. There's a Wary Thespian, which is also fine. But this card draws me a card, so I'll take that. Grow from the Ashes. There's also a Bushwhack, which is... Gets me a land, but it doesn't ramp me. But it acts as just like an extra... Like, I can play 1 less land even by playing this card, but... I actually think I'm going to take Grow from the Ashes here. This feels like a deck where I actually want to ramp instead of just go fetch a land, because I want to get to 7 mana as quickly as possible. I do like Snakeskin Veil as a combat trick. What do you like better, Snakeskin Veil or Giant Growth? Oh my gosh, there's a Sylvan Scavenging in this pack. This card is amazing. I can't believe it's in the pack. I do like Bite Down as well. Green was absurdly open. Let's take the Scavenging here. And now we just take random 2-drop. I have some other random 2-drops in the sideboard. I don't know which one of those I'm going to play just yet. How good does this deck look? I don't know. I mean, we're trying our best here to craft the right deck. But it certainly doesn't look super impressive here. I mean, we have plenty of cards. But in terms of actually good cards, I don't know. We'll see. Where are my Llanowar Elves? That's all I'm saying. Where are my Llanowar Elves? That's what I wanted to see. I'm actually happy with the Thespian tabling, just because this works well with Bite Down, and this is the type of deck that's interested in surveilling. I think I like it better than the Cavalry, and I think I'll play the Courageous Goblin. Ooh, I actually like this card a fair amount. It draws me a card. So let's try the Mild-Mannered Librarian here as well. A lot of cards to cut here, though. A lot of cards, but hey, look, we have plenty of cards to cut. We'll see how this plays out here. We have to make 11 cuts. Wow. So this certainly feels like the type of deck that doesn't need Overrun to win. Just because we're not super duper aggressive and we have 2 Chandras. Like I said, I'm just going to try to cut most of my expensive cards because I have the 2 Chandras. So 7 drop, 6 drop, 5 drop, 5 drop. I don't know how many Giant Growths I want to cut. Something along those lines. I don't know if I love Brazen Scourge in this deck. Okay, now I overcut cards and just keeping the ones that I like. I'm only playing the Courageous Goblin here just because it's just another 2-mana play. This gives us 5 2-mana plays along with the Mild-Mannered Librarian. I think that's kind of barely enough here. So now we have to pick 2 cards to add here from the options that we see. Maybe the Gorehorn Raider is okay. There's also an Elfsworn Giant, which buys me some time. It's another 5-power creature. It's got a reach. Brazen Scourge can be interesting. Cavalry, Tubbo Giant. Oh, we're just back at step 1 here now. Oh my gosh. The problem with this deck is I kind of have 2 directions where I can go. I can actually go for a more aggressive start here, or I can go for a slower deck that's looking to get to Chandra. And I feel like the best way to go about this is try to go for the slower deck that tries to get the Chandra in play. 6 plays, 2 bite downs, a bunch of ways to pump things. And I guess we need to cut 1 more card here, maybe one of these 5s. All right, I'll play the Giant just because it makes more chump blockers and combos with the Grow from the Ashes over the Gorehorn Raider. Certainly could just play Ambush Wolf over the Brazen Scourge just because it's easier to cast. Yeah, you know what? I actually kind of do want to do that. Also, it triggers the Sylvan Scavenging just because it's a cheap... Like, this card obviously by itself is not particularly good, but I think there's enough going on with this card where I can make this be a thing. Feel like I could probably get away with playing 1 Giant Growth in this type of deck. Just because we're kind of light on tricks and or spells. We have these 4, 5, I guess. Need to cut 1 more card. I think I can just cut Goblin Borders. I'm going to play the Goblin just because it's another 2-mana play. But this one just like makes it so that I have to attack. I like my 4s and I don't mind the Elfsworn Giant here. So let's do this. And actually let's cut a mountain here and add a forest. Just because we have the Sylvan Scavenging. And so this gives us 10 green sources and 8 red sources. And let's run something like this and see how this plays out. Like I said, red wasn't super duper open, but we just kind of decided to go with it here. Not playing the Shivan Dragon. Again, it's because this is a good top-end threat, but with 2 Chandras, you just cannot play that many expensive cards. So I'd rather just play the cheaper card in the Elfsworn Giant, which just gets us to the end game of being able to play the Chandra Flamecaller. Now, before we head into this draft, I just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Shout out to all the patrons here. Thank you so much for all your support. It truly means a lot and allows me to continue making this content. All right, we drew Chandra. We drew Chandra. Chandra alert. Chandra alert. We have the Wary Thespian, and we will keep all of the lands on top. We drew second Chandra. Okay, we got the backup Chandra. We have the backup Chandra. Okay. Let's kill the Lookout here. Attack. Dreadwing Scavenger. That's a good card. We will definitely kill that as well, probably. I mean, I'm going to attack and see if they want to trade. See if they feel pressure, because for all we know, for all they know, this Thespian can actually be quite annoying. Oh, it kills equipment as well. Okay. No! That sizes up so well against my Thespian. Would love a Giant Growth, but we have 5 mana, so we are just 2 lands away from casting Chandra, which is great. We drew an Elvish Regrower, which we currently can't use in any way. You know, it'd be great Evolving Wilds. Or Grow from the Ashes would have been an absurd draw there. While we have the Regrower to get back our Chandras after our opponent deals with both of them. How amazing is that? Okay, what you got? Sure. All right, Feybloom Trick is very good. Wow, our opponent just has a good deck. We have like a forced red-green deck. They actually have a very good blue-black deck here. Wow, our opponent being very conservative. They have 1 black mana available. Ah, this is annoying. I just don't have good attacks. I just gotta hope they don't have Disfigure. Maybe I do that. Okay, that's actually good. I get to Surveil. Oh, if I hit a land, that's actually incredible, because I can Surveil this into the graveyard and play the Regrower and get back the Mountain. Because now, we just need 1 more land to play Chandra. Alright, Scavenger getting pretty big. They only have 4 lands, so we know they have a lot of action in their hand. What does this do? Mill 3 cards and return an instant. Okay, sure. All right, 1 land away from Chandra. How good will it be? Oh, I hate you! What? That's insane. They're gonna be like, why did they discard Chandra? It's because I have the backup. That's great. Is there like a flash flyer? This is where like me not knowing what they can have is pretty big. If they have is there a flash creature? I don't think so. All right. They're at 4 life. Can you imagine the feeling? Your opponent mind rots you and they discard Chandra Flameshaper. You're like, are you kidding me? Chandra Flameshaper for the win! Red-green mediums. Red-green mediums into Chandra for the win. You'll love to see it. I am on the draw. I'm going to keep this. I have 2 mountains of Fiery Annihilation, so if I draw land number 3, I have a removal spell, and then I have 10 green sources in my deck, so I'm pretty likely to find a green source for Grow from the Ashes. Ideally, I want to kick this card, so if I draw multiple cards, it's really good. Or if I draw multiple lands, that's really good. But we'll see how this goes. Turn 1 Healer's Hawk is like the last thing I want to see, but I'm glad I'm at least playing some of these reach cards. At least they didn't play a Johnny's Primate on turn 2. Wow, they actually didn't play anything. That's great for me. Like, this hand, if my opponent goes 1-drop, 2-drop, we're just probably dead. Okay. Empyrean Eagle is phenomenal. Okay. Well, we will kill that before they untap. I think it's... I know it's really early, but it might be the best performing uncommon in the set at the moment. Give me a forest here. Give me a forest. Okay, beggars can't be choosers. At least it gains me a life. Let's full control. We'll trick them. They'll think we have stuff, when in reality, we don't have stuff. Does this come into play untapped? Okay. I don't have a 2-drop to play, though, unfortunately. Oh, this is rough. They have 2 cards in hand. The problem is, if I grow from the ashes and get 2 lands and play Chandra, I can't actually kill everything that's in play. I can only deal 8 damage. So is my best bet here to play a Treetop Snare Spinner and hope they have nothing? It could be. Yep. This needed to be a forest so badly. Blue-white is quite strong. Yeah. That's why I prioritize playing some of the reach cards, but yeah, we're gonna die to the flyers, unfortunately. All right, a little bit slow, and our opponent like had a nice little curve there. Really good flyers deck. Our deck is just all in on trying to survive to get to Chandra and just doing everything we can to get to that point. But a bunch of flyers is really hard for us to deal with, and we don't have too much. There's a Broken Wings. I don't think this is a card I should be main decking, though. I just don't think so. So yeah, we'll just run it back. I mean, it was a little question. It was a bit of a dicey hand, and if I ran into an aggressive deck, I knew it was going to be kind of tough. All right, we are on the play. Gosh. Is this an 18-land deck? I mean, I don't even... This hand, I guess I keep. I have 2 lands. If I can go Ambush Wolf into Sylvan Scavenging, that's really strong. Okay, we drew a land, which is great. And this has Flash, too, so I can make a Raccoon. Okay. I'm just gonna take... I'm not gonna ambush them out. I'm gonna just take 1. What the hell? Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Alright, give me another land. Give me another land here. Just like nothing is working for us. It's just so sad. Alright, okay, just kidding. We got Elvish Regrower. Kellen, okay. Okay. Alright, never mind. We are looking golden now. Oh yeah, this is phenomenal. I guess that does attack pretty well. Sure. I mean, they're not... The thing is, they can't play anything this turn, so... They play their land, I think, for the turn. This can block Kellen pretty well, depending on what they have. Yeah, this card's ridiculous. I mean, look at this. I have 2 blockers. I can just block with this 3/3 if I need, and I have the Snakeskin Veil, and then I have Chandra as an option next turn. Presumably they have some kind of combat trick here, but whatever. As long as it doesn't give trample, we're okay. Oh, I guess I'll try? Just makes them use more mana here. Sure, that's fine. So if I draw a land here, I just win, right? Okay, I didn't just draw a land. Well, they have to block. Okay. Yep, this enchantment's not fair. We're just going to be chump blocking here. Unless they can find some way to, I don't know, kill all my creatures and somehow also kill me. Nope. I wanted to Chandra my opponent. But you know what? I'll just play my other busted rare instead. So like I said, green super open. We just opened 2 Chandras. Wait, no, did we get one passed to us? We got one passed to us, so... Mono green splashing 2 Chandras. Still gotta be a decent archetype. I wonder if I should be playing 18 lands, though. That's definitely possible. Actually, the more I think about it, the more I'm getting more and more confident that I should just play 18 lands. Like, I just don't want to miss my land drops. This just... Like, if I get flooded, this just makes up for it so much. And I have double Snare Spinner. So it just makes sense. I can probably just cut Giant Growth. It's not really a Giant Growth deck anyways. It's play my land drops every turn until I get to Chandra deck. Burnished Heart, okay. All right, well, they're going to be ramping into something powerful next turn. Dwinin. Interesting. I don't think they're going to double block here. Maybe they will. Whew. Remember how I was saying bad things about Giant Growth? Man, Giant Growth is great. Obviously, I should play 17 lands here. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Was there ever a doubt? Alright, well, this is a beating. They're gonna probably try to spend their turn to deal with one of my creatures, and then I have the Chandra. Alternatively, if they just play like a big creature, that hopefully it's a 5/5, and I can just Chandra them out. My board alone is kind of problematic for them. Like, even if they kill my Snare Spinner, this is a 4/4 Trampler that threatens to be a 5/4 Trampler. Banishing Light, maybe? Well, I've never even seen this card. When this deals combat damage, make a food. Got it. Whew. What are you doing here? Oh, sure. Okay. Sure. Dead. Attack. I don't think there's any haste creatures that I'm concerned about here, so... We played Chandra. That's not going to do it. That's also not going to do it.
Fire's as flexible as I need it to be.
Boom. GG's. Chandra for the win. I still feel like I want to put an extra land in here. Let me just, I'll make the adjustment here. All right, opponent on the play here. We did add a land. I cut the red 2-drop creature and added another forest. So we're basically mono green splashing red. God, I would have loved Evolving Wilds because I have the 4 mana 4/3 that gets a permanent back. We have the Horn Beetle turn 2 into the Beastkin Ranger. Playing against another Gruul deck. Courageous Goblin. I don't mind just blocking here, to be honest. Unless they play a big thing. Or just kill it. That's also a viable line. Oh. Oh, hello there. Well, I sure hope they don't play a 4-power creature. What a turn, by the way. If they can go Burst Lightning 2-drop into 4 mana card, that would be incredible. No, it's just a Braid. Whew, all the removal. It's kind of rough. Oh, that's really interesting. You know, the Librarian doesn't matter too much here. I'm just going to play the tap land so I can make sure I can play the Elfsworn Giant next turn. Full control this and see what they do. I'm going to just kill the Horn Beetle. Just to keep my life total high. Ah, they still got value out of that. That's really nice. Okay. Oh, they got a land out of the deal. I'm going to play this first because it still trades. Activate it right away. The next turn I can play Elfsworn Giant into land to make a token. And let's hope they don't have another removal spell. Okay, I guess I have to block because they cast Overrun. Well, I'm at 2 life. This is certainly not good. This gets Menace? Oh my gosh. The crazy part about this is I did everything in my power to stay alive. I guess I could have killed the Courageous Goblin instead. Oh, that's brutal. Let's see what they do. Oh, they have another removal spell? Yeah, I mean, it was just a good draw. That Overrun was big. But they had a really good hand. Burst Lightning, a Braid, great curve with the Strongbox Raider. Yeah, they just had it all. So. Just a good, aggressive, beat-down hand. All right, 3 and 2. So far, we lost to the aggressive beatdown decks, which is expected. Certainly could have used a Burst Lightning, Llanowar Elves, any of those cards. Did not see literally a single one of those. But look, we're at that kind of point in the format where I am... If I see a fun, exciting, rare, or mythic, I'm just going to try to play it. It's just early in the format. I just want to play with these cards and get a sense for how they play out. So, at the cost of a few percentage points. You know what I mean? Don't think I want the Thespian in play against the Burglar Rat, and I just want to hit all my land drops with the nature of my deck, so... Okay. Block. Do they have a counterspell? Guess I'll play this. That's actually a good question. Given the nature of my deck, and given the fact that I think there's a high chance that my Regrower dies, I'm going to play the Thespian, because it just helps me find my Chandra. Like, obviously this would have been a 3-3, but See? It helped me find my Chandra. Yep, it sure did. No, you don't. All right, let's attack. I mean, they probably should kill my creatures. Is it Etherize? Etherize against Elvish Regrower is quite bad, if that's their interactive spell. Both of these creatures have come into play effects. Brineborn Cutthroat. Okay. Sure. All right, let's just find a land here, and we're good. I don't want that. I just want to naturally draw land. If I don't naturally draw a land, I'd rather draw a spell that's impactful, like a creature or anything along those lines, so I'm not going to go ahead and take that. I just feel like they're not going to block there, and I don't want to get, like, fake your own death or anything like that, so I'm just going to do it like this. Oh, what do they have? This, I guess they just had a burglar rat. That's it. Okay. Didn't even need to play Chandra. Just played green, big green idiots. 4 and 2. And now going for win number 5. Surprisingly, not with just Chandra. Okay, we drew a Chandra, so I'm happy. Our hand isn't great, but we've got 3 lands. Our deck's just naturally clunky anyways, so I'm just going to keep anything that looks remotely keepable. All right, our opponent kept a slow hand, so definitely better for us. Definitely better for us. I'm just going to ambush this. Or at least try to. Okay, I'm going to fail to ambush this. I'm going to play this just so I can keep up the Snakeskin Veil. And I'm happy trading this. But I think it's just better this way. They have 4 cards in hand. Happy enough with that trade. Remember, our deck's always just trying to get to the late game here. Just want to use my mana better. This also works really well with Bite Down, which we're going to use here. Yep. Boom. And I'm going to play this to try to get a land. I mean, I can't give up a 4/4 Trampler, can I? I don't think so. Okay. Okay. The Trickster is good. Well, now I kind of wish I found a land. That would have been great. But it's fine. This colony is still going to be pretty good. They're 15 life. This is a good board. It kind of forces the action a little bit. Although I will say having the Trickster in play is kind of a pain in the behind. I mean, I assume they're attacking with the Trickster. This is an interesting attack. This tells me they have Giant Growth. But I'm going to play into it. Run away together. And then they get to replay it. Sure. How do I want to do this? Okay. Land? Gosh, that's also a good card. Let's spin it. I don't want to deal with the flash nonsense. Okay. Oh, wait, I could have gone for lethal. I'm an idiot. Oops. I could have gone for lethal. What am I doing? All right. I don't want to get etherized, so just might as well just attack with 2 creatures. And there you have it. Still had all these Chandras. Still had all these Chandras. Like I said, our deck can hang with the slower decks. Just has trouble with the aggressive ones. I don't know how we're getting there with this deck, honestly. We're just a bunch of green cards. You know, it's still early. Everybody's still like not playing super streamlined decks. And whenever we ran into one, we lost. So I think being proactive can still be good here. We'll run out with the Librarian. Would love a land. We are playing 18 lands in this deck. Okay, and we did draw a land. What do I play next turn? I don't know. Gold Vein pick, okay. Let's see. I mean, it's probably Beastkin Ranger. Just the most proactive hand here. Is this one to equip? Sure is. Oh, wow. That is super interesting. This puts 2 counters on it. When this dies, then they can equip the flyer and make a treasure. Which is kind of annoying. But it kind of forces them to use their turn to like equip the flyer and all that stuff, so. Alright. By blocking the Librarian, it kind of forces the issue here. I'm actually very surprised. Oh, because then they don't have to move things. Sure. Yeah. How do I want to do this? Do I want to pump the Librarian or play a Sylvan Scavenging? I feel like I just should get this going as quickly as possible. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm supposed to keep one of these creatures back. I honestly didn't consider them just not blocking. Obviously, I still got to get in for damage, and they got a treasure, and they hit their land drop for the turn. Okay, all right. What is their deck? I guess they have maybe they have Eaten Alive here. Who knows? Oh. Feels bad to kind of bite this down, but I think I should just do it anyways. I mean, my thing tramples, so... I will play this. Alright. I did that because now I have 7 mana. So if I draw Chandra, I'm good. We have a pretty nice board here. They're at 11. I have Sylvan Scavenging going. So... like, if their turn is attack me with a flyer to make a treasure, I'm pretty happy about that. What do you all think about mind... What is this? What is happening? That's all I want to know. What is happening? I guess they have another combat trick here. What the hell is happening? Okay. They get some tokens. Oh, that card comes back. Okay. Okay. I mean, this is a pretty good board. Sylvan Scavenging still doing lots and lots of work here. They have a bunch of flyers. If they go land overrun, that would be really funny. I mean, I'm kind of out of things to do here. This is basically it. I have the mild-mannered Librarian, which I can use to draw a card. But they're at 6 life, so... I guess a sweeper would be bad. Okay. What are these? Woo! Oh my gosh, they named Insect. Are you... what? That was so close. Oh my gosh. Is there a way we can get them here? The problem is my 3/3s just get blocked by their insects. So let's see. This gets blocked here. These 3 block. I guess this blocks here. This blocks here. These 2 block there. This is outrageous. And if I attack with this, I just die. If they kill this somehow, I die. Okay, I gotta do math. Yeah, I actually don't have an attack here. This is insane. I'm gonna die to Banner of Kinship if this Infestation Sage dies, or if somehow another insect comes into play. I'm gonna keep this in hand because I have the Reach Creature. If they have a pump spell, I'm dead. If not, then maybe I can survive. Okay, that's good. Okay. No, they have a land. Oh my gosh. This is obscene! I'm gonna lose! I'm gonna lose a Banner of Kinship with insects! Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, I have lethal. Oh my gosh, I have lethal by just enough. All my creatures have 3 power. How close was this card? I almost just lost to the fake, infinite fake your own death. And I guess if they still have Disfigure, I still die. Oh my gosh. Credit to my opponent. They drafted like a... We actually barely beat our opponent. Wow. Props to the opponent. I did not think I was going to lose that game. I didn't think I was going to come close to losing that game. Our enchantment is so good, but that banner, which, by the way, I did the LR, I did the rares and whatever, and I gave that card like an F, and I almost lost to it. Oh, man. All right, we're 1 win away from the trophy. Wow. Alrighty. The game to decide them all. We are on the play. I've got a Gnarlid Colony and some Bite Downs. We got a Gnarlid Colony and a Dream. It's a 2-drop. I hope they don't kill my Gnarlid Colony, is all I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm just... Oh, it's a creature? I can kill it? Let's do that. Although it doesn't do anything right now. It's just attack. I think I'd rather just play the Thespian, honestly. I know I want 7 lands, but I actually want more action right now. So let us bin that land. Obviously, if we had Chandra, that would be different. Cephalid Ink Mage. Oh. If they put 3 creatures in the graveyard, I'll be really sad. 2 is okay. 3, I would be very sad. Okay. Just the 2/2. And I'm willing to trade this for whatever. They should just block. Okay. We'll put that land in the graveyard as well. All right, Wary Thespian getting some value here. Binned a couple lands. This is just a normal draw. Nothing too crazy. Our opponent's playing Sultai stuff, which is a little bit crazy. They put that in the graveyard. Okay. Huh. I'm just going to draw a card here. I just want to be able to get my card before they just decide to randomly kill it. Okay, that's fine. Evolving Wilds, okay. Alright. Well, now we are in the Chandra waiting room. We have access to 7 mana. We can't really attack through Light Shell Duo, so we're just going to chill. And play out the rest of this game. If I draw... It depends on whether or not they're tapped out, but if I draw another creature, of course, I can pump up the Beastkin Ranger and finish off the Light Shell Duo with the Bite Down. Okay, I'm probably just going to kill that immediately. So what colors are you? Are you splashing Infernal Vessel? Is that what's happening? That seems a little sketch. I guess you have Fiend Artisan, which, by the way, would have been a 5/5 at this point. All right, well, we surveilled a couple lands to the graveyard. That's 10 lands now we've seen. But granted, we are playing 18 lands, so... That is a Chandra. They have 2 cards in hand. I kind of want to... Can I like play around a counterspell here? Like, what can they do? I guess I'm gonna wait 1 turn and try to bait a counter. I just feel like the turn I play this, I'm probably gonna win, so... If they Mind Rot me, I'll be pretty upset. I'll keep the land in my hand for the 5/3 and Burglar Rat. Alright, let's see what you do. Okay. Oh, no! What? I should have played the Chandra. Oh, no. We're gonna lose to a different 7-mana card. This card is absurd. I can't do anything to it either. Like, what am I supposed to do? That's ridiculous. All right, you know what? I mean, I guess one good rare deserves another. Let's see if I can find something.
I can burn you to cinders or ashes. Your choice.
I can't play anything. I can play Snakeskin Veil. That's horrible. How do we... this is a really bad hit off of this. All right. You know what? In the battle of the 7-drops, at least in this game, the Coma was the superior card. I don't even know if I could have beaten this card anyways. And the fact that I revealed the other Chandra, like, I don't have a way to kill Coma. This is the card that you want to ramp into. 4 3/3 Serpent tokens, huh? Yeah. You know what? I don't mind. I don't mind this. I'm not going to be too salty about this. This was cool. We got to see Coma do its thing. That is awesome. I don't even know if there's like a card in my deck that I can find here.
My plan involves a lot of
All right.
fire.
All right. Coma got me. GG's. Yeah, you know, I was afraid of the counterspell, and maybe I should have just run out the Chandra. Yeah. That might have actually cost me. But they had 2 cards in hand with 6 cards. You know what I mean? 2 cards in hand with 6 lands open. So I just thought I should have just waited a turn. But I think I should have played it out. And then maybe I could have found a bunch of creatures to block the Coma. So actually, I think I probably lost because I didn't play the Chandra. Well, although we did... yeah, I think so. But anyways, I want to say that this deck still overperformed, at least from my expectations. The only color that was clearly open was green. Sylvan Scavenging was incredible. This card's absolutely amazing. Take it highly. If you can make a 3/3 Raccoon every turn, it's just ridiculous. The Treetop Snare Spinners did a decent number of work. 1/4 Reach Death Touch is really nice. Blue, it's very good against just all the aggressive strategies, and then it gives you a mana sink in the late game. Obviously, if you're super aggro, it's not ideal, but if you're kind of mid-rangey like this deck, especially because we're just trying to get to Chandra, I think this was a really good pickup for our deck specifically. The Librarian was just fine. It's just a lot of mana to draw a card. It's not Serolf's Packmate. If you think it's Serolf's Packmate, it is not Serolf's Packmate. Outside of that, just random creatures and Chandra, and then some interaction. Grow from the Ashes, I'm not a big fan of. I kind of played it just because I wanted to ramp into the Chandras. I would much rather obviously have had a card like Llanowar Elves or something like that. But honestly, going 6-3 with this deck is pretty nice. Red, but again, not open whatsoever. We just opened a Chandra, and then we got past the Chandra in pack 2. And what am I supposed to do? You would have done the same thing, right? This is week 1 of the format. One does not simply open and take a Chandra and not draft red, right? That's for later. That's for the Arena Open. But right now, we try to play this card. We try to play this card and win the game with this card because this is an A-level card. Phenomenal card. Certainly worthy of building a deck around. And I think there's a really solid shot. I could have maybe won that last game had I played this card a turn earlier. But of course, that is in hindsight. Of course, if I run this out and this gets countered, then of course I feel dumb for running it out. So it obviously goes both directions. But anyways, this was the deck. Was still pretty happy with the performance here. And 6-3, you're never going to complain about that. And hopefully we can continue opening sweet cards like the Chandra. There are plenty of amazing 7-mana cards in this format. So in order to get to 7 mana, you likely want to pair those cards with green cards, draft some Llanowar Elves, or pair it with blue because blue has access to card draw. But hey, we got a lot of good value, and hopefully we can continue our winning ways. We have a really high win rate, by the way, so far. It's like 82%. It's only been 5 drafts, but hey, I'll take it. Way better start than I had for Duskmorn. So hopefully we can just continue our winning ways on our road to rank 1. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Additionally, check out tcgplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. If you want to pick up that booster box or your last few cards to round out your deck, check out tcgplayer.com and make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below. Last but not least, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, and more, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.